Welcome to this session on the Departmental Promotion Committee, DPC. In this session, we will explore its key functions, composition, and the procedures involved in promotions. The DPC is responsible for promotions to both selection and non-selection posts. It also handles confirmations and reviews the completion or extension of probation periods. For Group A and B posts, the DPC must include members who are one level above the post being considered for promotion. UPSC must be involved for Group A posts, with the chairman or a member of UPSC presiding. If no member belongs to SC Cent, a representative is co-opted from within or outside the department. For Group C and D posts, the chairman should be a high-level officer. The DPC must include a member familiar with the work of the candidates, and at least one member from an outside department, particularly for technical roles. The chairman of the DPC must be a sufficiently high-ranking officer. If two or more scales are merged, the DPC of the highest grade will handle the merged grades. For promotions involving 10 or more posts, it is mandatory to include a woman member. For fewer than 10 posts, every effort should be made to include one. When there are 10 or more vacancies, an SC Cent officer and a minority officer must be nominated, either from within the department or outside. For fewer than 10 vacancies, efforts should still be made to include an SC Cent officer. The DPC requires the chairman and at least 50% of its members to be present. All members should have been invited, and no deliberate attempt should be made to exclude any member. The zone of consideration varies based on the number of vacancies. For 1 to 9 vacancies, the ZOC is twice the number of vacancies plus 4. For 10 to 14 vacancies, it is fixed at 24, and for 15 or more vacancies, the ZOC is 1.5 times the number of vacancies plus 3. The extended zone of consideration, EZOC, applies specifically for SC Cent candidates. Regardless of the number of vacancies, the EZOC is 5 times the number of vacancies, ensuring sufficient candidates are considered. When assessing APARs, the DPC must review the past 5 years of reports. If APARs for that period are unavailable, earlier reports can be used. All relevant performance parameters must be carefully considered. The remarks of the reporting officer, reviewing officer, and accepting authority must be taken into account. In cases of discrepancy, the reviewing officer's comments prevail if substantiated. Factors like penalties, adverse remarks, and integrity issues must be considered. APARs from the 5 years immediately preceding the vacancy year should be reviewed. If multiple APARs were written in 1 year, they are considered as one. The DPC should make an independent assessment, not relying solely on APAR gradings. APARs are categorized into 5 grades: outstanding, very good, good, average, and poor not yet fit. This categorization helps determine suitability for promotion. The benchmark is the minimum performance standard required for promotion. Candidates rated below the benchmark cannot be promoted. The DPC assesses suitability against this standard and grades candidates as fit or unfit. For posts in PB2 and PB3 with grade pay up to 6,600 rupees, the required benchmark is good. For posts with grade pay of 7,600 rupees and above, the benchmark is very good. As per DOPT guidelines, there is no supersession in promotions among those rated fit. Their inter-se seniority remains the same as in the feeder cadre, ensuring fairness in promotions. Promotion can occur through limited departmental competitive examination, LDCE, selection, or seniority comfitness, SCF. Each method has its specific criteria and processes, ensuring that the most suitable candidates are chosen. In promotion methods like LDCE, seniority is determined by merit in the exam, and feeder cadre seniority is irrelevant. In Selection Comfitness, SCF, there is no ZOC or benchmark. DPC may select candidates from anywhere in the seniority list if needed. Vigilance clearance is mandatory for promotion. It can be withheld if an officer is under suspension, has pending disciplinary proceedings, or is being prosecuted in a criminal case. This information must be shared with the DPC. The DPC must be informed if there is any doubt regarding an officer's integrity. A certificate signed by a senior officer must be submitted, affirming that the officer's records have been reviewed and that no integrity concerns exist. Before the DPC meeting, the seniority list must be finalized, vacancy and reservation positions determined, and documents like the APARs, vigilance clearance, and integrity certificates prepared. Liaison with the appropriate officers is crucial. Additional steps include confirming the sanctioned strength of the cadre, resolving any service issues, and completing documents such as the proposal for constituting the DPC. The meeting date should be fixed in consultation with the DPC chairman. The DPC meeting involves interviews, evaluation of APARs, and final grading of candidates. Once the recommendations are made, they are submitted to the competent authority for approval, followed by notification of the promotion panel. Eligibility for promotion is determined by the number of vacancies and the crucial date of eligibility. For fiscal year-based vacancies, 1st January of the preceding year is the crucial date, while for calendar year-based vacancies, it's 1st January of the current year. Vacancies are calculated by considering clear vacancies due to retirement, promotion, or resignation. Deputation vacancies exceeding 1 year and anticipated chain vacancies should also be included. Short-term vacancies due to leave or deputation under 1 year are excluded. Officers on deputation, study leave, or special training, as well as those under suspension or facing disciplinary action, are considered for promotion. The DPC must take into account any penalties or criminal charges pending against the officer. Key documents required for the DPC include recruitment rules, seniority and eligibility lists, APARs, a breakup of vacancies, vigilance clearance, and integrity certificates. A self-contained note is prepared to guide the DPC's decision-making process. The DPC adopts a uniform procedure to assess candidates objectively, often based on ACRs, APARs and interviews if specified in the recruitment rules. The DPC then provides overall grading for each candidate to determine their suitability. Adverse remarks in ACRs must be communicated to the officer concerned. From the reporting year 2022-23 onwards, below benchmark gradings are also communicated, allowing officers to represent their case, which must be addressed with a reasoned order. If adverse remarks from the last 3 years have not been communicated or resolved, the DPC may defer consideration. If the remarks pertain to an earlier period, the DPC can proceed, ignoring the remarks. The DPC grades candidates as outstanding, very good, good, average, or unfit. This grading is based on a fair and unbiased evaluation of APARs, as well as interview performance where applicable. Vigilance and integrity considerations are factored into the final grading. For Group B gazetted posts, candidates are categorized as fit or unfit based on DPC grading. Those deemed unfit are rejected, and no supersession occurs, meaning seniority is preserved among those found fit. For Group A posts, candidates graded as outstanding are placed first in the promotion panel, followed by those rated very good. Supersession is allowed, meaning that candidates with better gradings can be promoted over senior candidates. When two feeder cadre are eligible for the same promotion post, such as APFC, candidates are graded in separate lists according to their cadre. Promotions are made by consolidating these lists while maintaining seniority within each cadre. If DPC meetings are delayed for multiple years, the first DPC that convenes will prepare panels retrospectively, assuming that DPC meetings were held at the correct times. For selection cum seniority posts, officers are ranked by seniority without supersession. If an officer is under vigilance scrutiny, the DPC assesses them without factoring in the pending case. The grading is kept in a sealed cover, which is only opened after the case concludes. If exonerated, the officer is promoted retroactively. If penalized, the sealed cover is not opened. If disciplinary proceedings or prosecution are not resolved within 2 years of the DPC meeting, the appointing authority may review the case for ad hoc promotion. Considerations include the seriousness of charges and the likelihood of the case concluding soon. If ad hoc promotion is granted, the order must clarify that it is temporary and can be revoked at any time. The officer has no right to regular promotion, and CBI consultation is required if the case involves them. An extended panel is prepared for cases where officers are on deputation for more than a year, have refused promotion, or are retiring within the same year. Officers in the extended panel are promoted only if those in the regular panel are unavailable. If no eligible candidates are found within the zone of consideration, a fresh DPC may be convened to assist candidates beyond the original ZOC to fill any unfilled vacancies. A second DPC may be convened within the same year if new vacancies arise due to death, voluntary retirement, or unforeseen creation of posts. This DPC follows the same procedure as the original. A review DPC may be held if eligible candidates were omitted, ineligible candidates were considered, seniority was revised, or procedural errors occurred. The review DPC considers only officers eligible as of the original DPC date and adheres to the same criteria. When an officer is promoted following a review DPC, they are promoted from the date their immediate junior was promoted. Seniority and pay fixation are retroactive, but monetary benefits only start from the actual date of promotion. DPC recommendations are advisory and must be approved by the appointing authority. If the authority disagrees, they can refer the matter back to the DPC. If there is still disagreement, the case is escalated to a higher authority for final decision. Promotion panels are valid for 1 year or until the next DPC, whichever comes first, with an optional 6-month extension. Appointments are made based on the order in the panel, regardless of category or reservation status. Promotions take effect prospectively, not retroactively. Seniority is fixed based on panel ranking. If an officer faces disciplinary action post-DPC but before promotion, the sealed cover procedure is followed. If an officer refuses promotion, they are debarred for 1 year and lose seniority relative to their juniors. Repeated refusals may result in disciplinary proceedings. Thank you for your attention. We hope this video clarified the key processes and procedures involved in the Departmental Promotion Committee.